Seoul, South Korea, and the Nexon Arena. My name is Valdez. Join with me is Moonglade. We got a crazy night of SPL Pro League action for you in Korea. So far, we've had Prime 3-2 and defeat KT Rolster on the back of Creator getting 2 kills against Zest. Pretty insane stuff, man.
Absolutely insane, Valdez, man. I cannot believe it. And we have another fantastic match lined up. A lot of Zergs playing tonight in SKT1 versus StarTale. Starting with probably the best match, being Dream versus Leenock. 2 players playing incredibly well. Granted, we have not seen Leenock's ZVT just yet in Pro League, but we have seen Dream's TVZ in Star League as well as Pro League, and it looks absolutely insane.
Looks really, really good. I really got to give it to him there. So far, we've pretty much seen only that. You know, that's been his main matchup, and I'm not surprised that he comes out here first on Overgrowth. Maybe looking to snipe a Zerg here. We just got to look at SKT, and over here is StarTale-yoe, Flash Wolves.
Yes, that is, and Leenock and Dream going to shake hands for the first game of the night with these guys. And yeah, Dream 3-1 against Solar, I believe. 3-1 or 3-0, I can't.
3-0, 3-0, yeah.
That's right. I don't know why.
He smashed him.
I don't know why I put 3-0, but yeah, 3-0 against Solar. Granted, Solar is in a bit of a slump, but Dream looked unstoppable. He looked really on point, just about in every aspect of the matchup. He had great positioning, great control. He knew the composition he had to make against what he was up against. Everything just looked so crisp and clean. We just haven't seen him since. So I'm very, very excited to see where he's at tonight against someone who, someone like Leenock, who is doing so well for himself, especially in ZVP. Granted, we had not seen his ZVT yet in just about any match, in any tournament just yet.
He still has to prove himself, and tonight is going to be the first time, I feel like, I mean, it's not his first time playing against Terran, of course, but the first time in a bit here that we're going to get to see his ZVT. As we did mention, that is the first matchup of the night on Overgrowth, and then we are going to go into Dark versus San on Foxtrot Labs, and then we got Classic versus Light on Deadwing, and then Innovation versus Curious on Merry-Go-Round.
Look how many upward arrows we have in this match. Everyone is just doing great, except for Curious. And he's not doing horribly. He has potential there. It is a best of 1. Curious is a master of all-ins, and especially in the olden days when he was playing in Code S a couple of years back when he was really on top. Definitely one of the consistent residents of Code S. Always staying in there, not getting to the grand finals, but a very, very solid player overall with an incredible amount of builds.
Yeah. You're very right on that, and we began to see him a lot more these days. Actually, he's coming out time and again, and he's up here against Innovation. This is probably one of his biggest tests of late. It is going to be a merry-go-round, and I mean, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to that game as well.
That might be like the one mismatch we have in this match. It's looking just great.
I would definitely agree with you on that, but Moonlight, let's jump into the interview with these 2 coaches.
어제 CJ가 전승이 깨지면서 SKT한테
So CJ lost a match yesterday.
오늘 승리를 거두시면 단독
So
되시는데
if you win, you become first place. Are you confident to win today? Raise your mic, please. I feel confident for today's match, but also StarTale should also probably feel good that CJ lost yesterday, because StarTale is doing pretty well for themselves this season. So we really want to win today and get the first place spot.
이선정 감독님. 요즘
Now we're going to talk to Legend.
다크서클이 좀 심하신 것 같아요. 아까 메이크업 하시는 거 봤는데 요즘 뭐 건강이 좀 안 좋으신 것 같은데 왜 그러실까 생각을 해봤더니
Seem a little bit tired and under the weather these days.
벼랑 끝에서 승리하시느라 좀 긴장감 때문에 스트레스를 많이 받으셨을 것 같아요.
Maybe it's because all of the matches they've had so far have been very close.
되게 안 좋아졌어요.
It's very true.
갈 때마다 진짜 한 수명이 한 3년씩 단축되는 것 같아요.
Says his health is not that good, especially because they continuously go to the ace matches over and over again. Becomes really anxious and stressed. And he says that his parents also say that he looks really old these days.
네, 오늘 감독님의 건강을 위해서라도
He says, if we lose today, I want to lose 3-0. And if we win today, I want to win 3-0. Make it a quick day, says Legend.
네. 3대 0 아니면 0대 3. That handsome devil in the audience.
Liking that hair. Looking good.
Fantastic. I used to have hair like that.
Yeah.
Before I let loose and just became a
Before
caveman.
the curls started growing out of your spine.
Yeah, exactly.
You started turning into a hydralisk.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while since I've had a haircut. Maybe I'll go back to that one day.
I don't know, man. I think it looks good now.
Oh, yeah? You think
we
so?
actually we told them to not straighten your hair today. You
Yeah.
can tell Moonglade what you think about his hair right now.
You can.
On Twitter
You
at
don't have
Moonglade
to.
AU, right? Yeah.
Moonglade AU. That's right. That's my Twitter,
At
guys.
Moonglade AU.
I mean, it never looks good with the headset on anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right?
I think it looks good, Moonglade.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. Anyway, we're getting into our first game very, very shortly, guys. It's going to be on Overgrowth, actually.
Yeah.
So Leenock versus Dream on Overgrowth. I like it. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. It's a great start to the day in terms of the second match, here going into SKT versus StarTale-yoe Flash Wolves. I'm really looking forward to see specifically, we've gotten a great look to see how Dream's doing in this matchup. Like we said before, TVZ, it's looking pretty stellar. But at the same time, we haven't seen so much of Leenock recently in this matchup. But as well, Leenock's probably studied a lot of Dream's matchups in recent times. And he's saying,
Definitely.
He's going this style. And Leenock, he's one of the best Zergs at actually reading his opponents and just like doing his own thing and just like playing with his own opponents there.
The one great thing about Leenock is he always adds his own flavor to the matchup as well. As you see in his Zerg versus Protoss, he always does his own sort of style. He's very aggressive and he mixes it up. And it's the same against Terran. Like the old Leenock that we used to see, he loves burrowed banelings, which is something that not many Zergs do these days. They should, but they don't. It's just a little bit of extra micro. And we'll have to wait and see what else he's going to add to that because I'm very excited. We just have not seen any of Leenock's Zerg versus Terran in a long time. And no doubt it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Seems like we have a problem actually with the StarTale-yoe's computer here, so we might have a bit of a downtime before we get into this game. But guys, in the downtime, we'll give you some shots of the crowd in a second. Oh, we just jumped there really quickly.
That was a really quick one.
But in the meantime, get on Twitter, tell your friends about it, post about it. You can talk to both of us. I'm at Brendan Valdez. Like I said before, he's at Moonglade AU. Just talk to everybody. A bunch of different famous people talking about Pro League as well. You can talk to them, post a bunch of pictures and stuff. Get the hype going.
Yeah,
it's a great tournament.
It's going to be a fantastic match. I don't know if it can top what we just saw from Prime and KT. It doesn't get crazier than that. Very unexpected, but the lineups that we see tonight for this match should be fantastic. I think it could go to distance as well.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if this goes 3-2. Unfortunately for Legend, who's feeling really stressed these days, maybe losing his hair, but it makes this more exciting for us. So sorry, Legend. We'll just have to have some great games
Legend
today.
Used to be the observer over at GSL for the longest time, for
years.
He was a fantastic observer. Now decided to take up the role of coach for a team, which is pretty interesting. A bit of a change.
Yeah. At least he's staying in the industry, He's still around, People who really like esports actually will do this, Maybe they'll start as a pro gamer when they're really young. Maybe they're 15, they start pro gaming when they're in high school. Maybe someone like Maru drop out of high school even and get into that, and then they become like a coach. Yeah. And then they become maybe a caster. Look at Kanata. He's been in this industry for so long, and here he is casting for Pro League as well.
Yep.
That girl was really embarrassed.
Yeah.
She was like shaking, man. She's like, oh, no. Don't look at me.
It's just weird how some people react to this. Like yesterday we saw Disgust, which we haven't seen in a while.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy, man.
That was pretty weird. Like, get me off camera.
Can't believe you would even look at me like.
And then obviously the pure embarrassment. And then sometimes, I think that was almost shame. That was like shame because she was shaking.
Yeah. She also had the mask on. Maybe she didn't do her makeup. That could be something,
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Girls out here, they do actually do this a lot in Asian countries where they wear masks. Guys and girls. I'm not saying only girls. They wear masks actually to prevent other people from getting sick. It's very
big in Japan as well as Korea. Yeah. Could be it. Could be it. We'll never know unless we get the camera shot that shows all, I guess. As we wait for this computer to be fixed, we can jump into the first game, unfortunately. I guess it really slows things down because the player has to make sure all the hotkeys and everything are up and running, as well as he's warmed up enough for this match because they don't get too much time to warm up between games, especially the first player. Like, once the first match is finished, the player gets in there, And then the introduction began, the interview and whatnot, and he's probably got like 5 minutes to really just warm up, which is pretty ruthless.
You don't got
actually.
much. I mean, you may be able to set up your stuff like during the break, you know, in between one match and the next if you're the first player.
Yeah.
But like you said before, not much time to warm up here. But we do finally have Leenock in the lobby, and we're going to introduce our first player of the first game of this matchup. It is Dream. So far, he's 7-6 in Pro League, 1-0 so far in 2015, and he's played against a lot of Zergs.
Yeah, he's 4-4 against Zergs, 1-0 this season, and he looked stellar in the Star League. I think that it really speaks volumes of how good his TVZ is. Let's hope he brings a similar sort of level of skill today. We'll have to wait and see if it was a one-off, a one-hit wonder, a special day where he just Coffee did the trick and managed to power through, or Solo was simply just playing not his best at all.
Could be, man.
Another factor.
But you got to think, this guy is playing against so many good Zergs on this team, especially Dark. He's got so much going for him. But again, look at Leenock. He's 3-0 so far. All those wins actually against Protoss. So, of course, it is a different matchup, but this guy is on a roll. So definitely look to this guy for some more games. That one loss that he does have is actually against, I believe, Rain on Outboxer of last season. Rain actually took the Islands. It was a pretty interesting game, but Leenock not quite on the form then as he is now, and he's looking pretty stellar.
Yeah, he's really on another level, and we've only seen him against Protoss. I mean, he did 3-0 Yonghwa as well in Star League. Like, we actually haven't seen anything else from Leenock but Zerg versus Protoss. So this should be a very interesting match.
Yeah, but it could be interesting for Dream as well. Not so much information, but guys, let's jump into it. Dream versus Leenock. Up here in the top right, doing a pretty crazy split in the red, the Terran player from SK Telecom, it is Dream.
And down here in the bottom left, it is Leenock. Looking fantastic. I love his new hairstyle, man. It suits him. It's the first one that's ever suited him. He looked like a tomato before.
He fixed it, man.
He lost that weight. He got that hairstyle.
And it's not even about the color. Like, actually, it just looks good. It's nice and messy, well-styled. Well done, Leenock.
Well-groomed, sir. Well-groomed.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Want to point out, again, Leenock on this map. Once again, he came out against Protoss. He took the gold. He was running around the Protoss, like, all the time. He was just really throwing that guy for a loop. I forget who it was, but he looks super stellar in that matchup. Not exactly sure if he's going to take the gold in this matchup, but...
well, if he does, he will lose the game, Valdez, because you cannot do that against the Terran. They will go for Reapers. They will kill you early. And if they don't go for Reapers, they'll simply find another way to do it because you are simply too exposed with a base that forward on the map. That will be your fifth base at best. You will want to go for those 4 back bases before anything else because Terran will go for their timing attacks. They will try and cancel your 4th base in due time, and before that your 3rd, and try and contain you on 2 base for as long as possible. And generally, especially from Dream, we will see him go for most likely some sort of aggression early on to get him ahead.
Yeah, so far looking at Leenock, he goes for the hats first, whereas over at Dream's base, does have that gas pretty fast. But not super fast, just going to be enough to get that Reaper out probably and expand.
Yes, it should definitely be a Reaper, and I think it'd be Reaper Reactor if I remember Dream style. And from there, I mean, it can vary to 100 different ways. Terran has a lot of different styles these days. A lot of Hellbats. A lot of Hellions, Valdez.
Yeah.
Banshees. You name it, they got it. They can find a lot of ways to do damage early on.
Yeah, I really like what you're saying because this matchup has actually developed so much, and it's so fun to watch. I feel like it's actually one of my most favorite matchups after TBT, which I think is my favorite. And it's funny coming from me as I am a Protoss player, but...
yeah, that is weird, Valdez.
I do like PBT as well. That's a fun matchup. PvP is interesting, but I do like TVT better.
I personally think this is the best matchup, in my opinion.
In terms of outside mirror matchups or just overall?
Overall, I think this is the most exciting matchup with, yeah, in general, just simply exciting. There's always action.
Yeah,
That's
the best part, actually. That's the most fun part of StarCraft. Just
And-
the action, the fighting.
Yeah, here's the first interesting thing. We are seeing a second Reaper from Dream. Something we don't normally see that often, and we're actually seeing a third one queued up as well. So we're going to see a very, very heavy sort of aggression with Reaper Hellion early on.
Ooh.
And ooh,
So far, one drone does go down.
one drone indeed. Very nicely done. We're going to see, a lot of aggression from Dream. Dream got to be very
We got a
careful.
second drone.
We got a second drone.
This Reaper's not done yet. Like we were saying before, second one on the way.
Well, it's only going to get worse because there's a third one on the way as well.
Uh-oh. Queen's only starting to pop out now.
He's going to be trading HP with the Queen because obviously the Reapers can heal over time. But the more damage he does and maintains these Reapers, the better. And once that third one comes in, if he's healed up enough, he can probably just claim the Queen's life.
Yeah. Second Queen does come down to the low ground to join. Look at this. Very, very quick third CC. He's going to keep Leenock back. Try to delay that third base while taking a pretty greedy third CC back at home. Try to get
Yeah.
ahead on the economic side of things.
Kind of an older style that we don't see as much these days. It's still very, very good. But, we've seen a lot more of the kind of one Reaper into Reactor Marines to kind of deny any sort of scouting with Overlords. And then like maybe 4 Hellions after that to kind of just contain and go into a more solid macro state in the mid-game.
Yep. Dream incredibly smart. As he went in there with the first Reaper, he saw the gas timing, and he's like, okay, I know exactly when speed is going to come out. And when it was about 5 seconds away, he starts to run away. He's got those timings down to a T.
He does. We are seeing Hellions come out. He is being very defensive because he does not know when exactly the Speedlings were going to be finished, but it's very, very safe to assume that they are on the map now. You're going to be waiting for those Hellions before he makes any sort of move out in the map once again. Looks like he canceled that third Reaper, actually, Valdez.
No, I think one's actually on the watchtower.
Oh, you are right.
Two with the
You are right.
guys. And look at this, actually coming through while the units are not back, getting 2 SCVs.
Very nicely done. It will definitely just... Once those Speedlings are on the map, it is so hard for the Terran to find room to move out safely and go for any sort of contain on the creep, which is the kind of like the next step Terran wants to do. They want to try and cut the head off that creep and stop it from progressing to the third base anytime soon. So there's a bit more breathing room for the Terran to be to harass and to do a timing at some point later on.
Very true. Overlord, really, really nice timing. He actually keeps it alive as well. He sees the third CC timing. He sees the Banshees coming his way as well.
And we did see that 2-base sort of muter opening from Leenock that we are seeing every day because of the fear of any sort of 2-base aggression from the Terran. And not seeing much else. So we're going to see one Reaper try and get a scout off. He's going to see the lair and kind of, it's safe to assume what's coming next. It will be muters.
Yeah, looks like he's just going to back off for now. Go home, maybe take a watchtower. Has a couple more Hellions on the way and the Banshee. So may look to do some harassment damage with this. We do already, though, have some Banelings out on the map as well as a Spinecrawler to defend.
Yeah, won't be committing too much, I don't think. Just trying to find damage where he can. Banshee's going to help out a lot, especially when fighting Queens. I think when he sees those Banelings, though, he will be extra cautious.
He's out on creep against the Speedlings, trying to get a surround here. They get a pretty nice, decent surround. Banelings in the back, not getting the best hits, though.
Wow.
Keeps most of those Hellions alive for now.
Really nice micro from both players. And maintaining that, keeping those Hellions alive was very, very impressive as well.
One thing you were mentioning before, Leenock loving to do burrowed Baneling micro, and already Burrow about to be finished. He's got some Banelings. So if you add 1+1 together, you may assume that some burrowed Banelings are coming your way.
That is some good math. That is good math.
I got this,
Valdez.
Moonglade.
Yeah, you got this unlocked down. And I'm sure we will see that at some point. Not entirely sure when he'll be putting them out there. Still a while away before any sort of big bio will be moving across the map. Bio production kind of just starting now. But something to keep in mind, he'll also probably want to try and put down Zerglings at the extra bases to slow down any sort of command centers floating over. We are seeing Zerglings begin pressuring on this third. If it has to lift, it's going to definitely delay it even further because there's going to be one Zergling buried there.
That's a lot of Speedlings, man. And even with just 5 mutas, able to push those guys back, not really able to fight with it. He's got to gather his army for now. And being behind this late on your third base, delaying the third base landing of the Terran is going to be good for you. Ooh. And here we go. He actually pushes the Terran back. and he puts some 2 Baneling Mines already on the ramp.
That
And
is...
I'm not sure if Dream is going to expect it this early.
Probably not. And we'll have to wait and see if he wants to go back to that third base or he's going to fly his command center over to the one to the left of his natural. Because that means if he's going to go try and defend that bottom one, those Marines are probably going to walk over those Baneling landmines.
That's the thing, man.
This is perfect positioning from Leenock. It's so exciting.
And the thing about this is if you're able to take out a huge chunk of the bio, especially all these Marines, you can definitely make a big swell of Zerglings in here.
Here we
definitely go. Here we go. A huge hit. Even getting the Hellions as well.
Oh, that was perfect. Getting the Hellions, that is insane.
Unbelievable, man. The positioning on those Banelings was actually perfect.
Nice, getting a nice little lead there. Just 2 Banelings doing so much damage. Now we're seeing a macro hatch go down at the third base. Third base fully saturated for Leenock. And looks like Leenock hasn't stopped now. Looks like he wants to keep applying the pressure.
Yep, this is what I love about Leenock. He'll just do little things like that to get in the mind of the Terran, to get a huge advantage as well, pick off a huge number of Marines and even the Hellions, and he just always controls the game himself, you know. He's always on the map, he always wants map control, and it's so hard to play against this kind of aggressive Zerg style.
It's really refreshing to see. It's definitely inspired by life at the same time. Obviously both players on the same team for this Pro League.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Drop of the Terran coming around that left side. It's all the way against the left side of the map. He did have a Zergling to spot, so if he is paying attention, he will be able to stop that. But is he paying attention? That is the question.
No, I don't think he was. I think it's actually going to get into the main base. It's really going to pull Leenock out of position, probably with the Mutas, as well as some Zerglings, because there's Zerglings at the third base which can kind of react to this. Besides that, though,
Muta's in here doing so much damage, actually, picking off these add-ons. But once again, here's the drop. Already all these Marines coming in and stimming, getting 8 drone kills, and more to that coming his way. The Zerglings, though, do come in. They will be able to clean this up eventually. But where are the Mutas? They actually don't follow the dropship, and the dropship gets away with all the Mutas, or rather, all the Marines.
Yeah. Actually, I think he managed to pick off 2 Mutalisks as well on the way. He's going to try and focus them down at this point, usually, and he gets another one. Generally, what Terrans will do is try and pick down the most expensive unit as they all die in that sort of situation. So you got to be kind of babysitting your Mutalisks. Otherwise, you can lose a few too many. Still, though, Leenock really maintains map control. Really great Overlord spread on the left side of the map, so he will see any more drops coming that way. And his 4th base is just finished, and saturation has begun.
Moving out on the map now is Dream. I'm sure he's going to have those Baneling landmines in mind a little bit later on in this game as well. May force some scans coming out here.
Ooh, he did forget Baneling speed, one thing to note. I just realized that he is only halfway done at this point, so he's going to hope that Dream isn't going to be moving on the map anytime soon. It doesn't look like he will. Instead, looking for some more damage with this drop into the main, but Leenock's very prepared this time.
Oh, he just had to pull the drones. Does get a decent hit there. 3 drones do go down, but it looks like this drop will be totally cleaned up. Meanwhile, though, Dream using this opportunity to move out on the map, clean up that creep.
Dream currently sitting at 2-2, so this is the timing he was waiting for to really move out on the map and begin his assault on the creep. And 2-2 isn't too far behind for Leenock. You probably want to wait before he engages too much. He is finding some nice picks. A little too spread out is Dream.
Yeah, doing a decent job of not fully engaging, but taking small engagements at the front of both armies, surrounding small groups of Marines. Baneling speed is now done, as well as the 2-2 that you were mentioning before, or at least the attack is done for now.
Yeah. Ooh, very clumped up Widow Mines. If he could get some Banelings on this, it'd be huge. But not just yet. Looks like Leenock just going to be posturing up for a counterattack instead, forcing the Terran back. Not a bad idea. This is his favorite part of the game. Leenock will be trying to plant some Baneling landmines as he does this.
But Dream doing a good job just following scan after scan. All those Banelings are picked off.
Really on point is Dream, once again. He's going to try and sandwich this army. Mutalisks are really out of position.
Oh no. Actually forced to fight with those Zerglings to save the Mutas there and delay those Marines from actually getting after those guys.
Dream is maxed out at this point as well, one thing to note. 3-3 halfway done. And I'm just loving the positioning of Dream once again. You know, he's not taking any bad fights. He's cleaned up a lot of the creep on the middle of the map. He has not really taken any damage from any sort of counterattacks. I say that, but here we go again. Muta's attacking that bunker at the third base.
Yep. Oh, some Widow Mines grouped up here once again. He gets all three and does get out, taking no losses. But in the meantime, Dream says he's had enough. He wants to go for an attack. But Leenock is here and waiting.
Very healthy Widow Mine count. Good spreads as well. He knows what's going to be coming. And here we go. From the low ground, he can get some really nice Widow Mine hits.
Huge Widow Mine hit there.
And is this going to be enough? Leenock not taking the best engagement so far. Still a lot of bio down here and a lot of Widow Mines.
Not fighting with his entire army. He's actually morphing a lot of Banelings in the back. And he finally does get them, and here he does come for a full-on engagement. Not that many Lings with this, but he does have a lot of Banelings for the cleanup. It looks like he will be able to clean this up. A nice spread on those Mutas. But again, some more Widow Mine hits coming in here. But for now, Leenock has held it off. Oh, wow. He actually gets that whole Thor and the medevac. Yeah. Dream not really paying attention to that one.
Bio following up, but Dream has to be careful. There's no medevacs with this. And there is going to be a bit of a remax from Leenock. Reinforcements are coming, and there we go. A lot of Zerglings on the ground.
Yep. It's going to try to kite it here. Of course, Leenock not having the Banelings just yet, but enough Mutas to clean this up. And Dream not taking the most efficient fight there. Actually, Leenock finally taking the lead here in supply.
That fourth base only just kind of being resaturated at this point. And at the same time, the fourth base for Dream going to the gold base. So he's going to be shooting way ahead with his economy in just a moment's time. And his 3-3 has just finished. So Dream, despite, getting kind of taken back from that fourth base push, he is sitting pretty. He just has to make this perfect sort of army composition and just take really cost-efficient fights once again.
Catches another medevac out on the map. Leenock has to be super careful with these Widow Mines out on the map with the Burrow upgrade. Cannot afford to take a huge hit on those Mutas. They are vital to keeping them alive right now.
And here we go again. Down the hallway. Definitely one of the better places for the Terran to engage from because it makes a very awkward sort of situation. Shooting from the low ground upwards. As well as Widow Mines can find a lot of damage down there.
Uh-oh, Leenock doesn't have anything to respond to this just yet. He's going to bring back a lot of his Lings into the main. He's already lost that Queen, so...
Oh, he's going to focus down the pool now. This is a big move. This is really going to cut off any sort of reinforcements from Leenock. He's going to try and get out of here, but not going to happen.
Some burrowed Banelings once again coming in here, but Dream is just so on point with the scans. He is not being caught off guard by this.
Not the biggest army we see down here. I think it's going to trade pretty well against this, though.
Some Banelings trying to roll through, but some decent splits by Dream do keep most of his army alive. He's got a huge force of Marines in the back as well. More Widow Mines to hold this off.
Oh, wow.
3 Thors once again. Dream loves his Thors.
And he uses them so well. And this fourth base is guaranteed to go down at this point. We do see another base just above the main base of Leenock, which he can resaturate, but still, the gold base is up and running for Dream and has barely been harassed at all. We do see Mutas going in now. So there's 4 turrets that are going to buy some time.
It's going to buy some time, man, but that's a lot of Mutas. And if he actually targets that planetary down, he may be able to get it.
Ooh,
you see Dream carrying something over there. Looks like a Thor. Look at this. No repair. He does lose that now. And the Banelings are rolling through onto these Marines at the third.
Clean up a lot. Still, this third base is actually under assault. We see the Thors targeting it down. Zergling reinforcements are being made, trying to surround it. Can these Widow Mines find big hits? Oh! 1 Widow Mine.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God. He does get both of the medevacs as well as both Thors. Those Thors a key part of Dream's strategy right now. And I have to say, the whole army over there was cleaned up. Dream's got more on the way. And look at this.
He's not stopping anytime soon. Yep. He's up 20 supply. He's up a base, and that base is a gold base, Valdez. Well, it's going to be a gold base.
It's coming up once again. Leenock has no mining in the main. Not even sure if he has mining at the natural. And he's pretty much only got his third base at this moment. Another drop coming in from Dream. Will be finally cleaned up by these Mutas. But again, Leenock desperately needs another base, whereas Dream is easily taking bases. Moves his orbital over there. He just need to clean up that 1 Zergling that is burrowed.
Ooh. 4 Widow Mines in the mineral patch. of that gold base. Mutal is going to avoid it for now. Looks like going to be going for the third base, but it is pretty much mined out at this point.
Possibly target down an orbital.
Yeah.
It's going to cut down on the mules.
Absolutely. And the scans, which could be proved to be pretty huge with these Baneling landmines.
Another drop coming in by Dream to the third. There are enough Banelings to clean this one up. As well as everything else that Leenock's got, apparently, is outside of those mutas out on the map.
These mutas looking for something. I mean, they already got the command center. They checked the top left. Nothing there. They're definitely afraid of this gold base. They know something's there. Perhaps they did see these 4 Widow Mines. And now, the fourth base once again canceled for Leenock. Dream just always in position. And now, Marines are in position to stop this Mutalisk attack on the fourth.
Flying close to those Widow Mines, but Leenock has no fear. He's trying to come in and snipe a Thor, but there's just so many Marines surrounding from all sides. He can't actually find an escape route, and Thors are getting huge shots in the meantime.
Leenock is running out of steam in this game. His mutas cannot find anything, and just great positioning from Dream this entire time. He seems to be immune to any sort of counterattacking damage, really.
These mutas still on the run somehow.
Up 50 supplies Dream at this point. I'm looking at what Leenock can do from here, but I don't think there's really anything considering he's stuck on 3 base and that third base is almost mined out. He's essentially just microing the mutas at this point.
Yeah, he's not even looking to take another base.
Oh, no.
There we go. He's finally retaking that bottom right base. But he's just losing so many mutas.
This is way too much damage on the mutas.
I mean, I have to say, I was looking at the number actually on the units for the mutas. He wasn't losing so much, but he was just like taking so much damage like you were saying. And it's really hard to get that micro down and come in here. You know, 1 or 2 more Thor shots could begin to take down this big ball of mutas.
Down to 13 mutas. I mean, that's not enough to really pose a threat at all against 3-3 Marines and Thors and Widow Mines. And all else we have for Leenock at this point, 57 Zerglings, 13 Banelings. He is making more mutas at home, Leenock.
Oh my god.
Oh, triple Thor drop. Perfect counter to muta harass. They try anything, they explode.
Leenock once again trying to come in here. And this time the Widow Mines are not actually with this. And he takes out those 2 missile turrets. And he can actually possibly focus on that planetary once again. Dream is trying to come back and defend against that.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Not a bad move, splitting up your mutas.
Yeah, buys him some time.
Look at the bank of Dream as well. I feel like it's just a matter of time. We are seeing Dream move across the map once again. It's like he's gunning for that fourth base. He does have a lot of bio. There is a lot of Banelings. They are 2-2 still. And great splitting from Dream.
Well, Leenock trying to roll through. He is on creep. He gets decent hits, but even just looking at supply, he's barely even mining at that base. He's going to try to come back and defend with his mutas. Maybe able to make one final stand. But again, there's a huge amount of Marines coming from the left side at the same time. And there's nothing to support these mutas right now. Oh my god! What?
Traitorous Widow Mine.
GG.
GG.
Doesn't matter at that point. Dream. Man, this guy's TVZ is pretty strong.
That looks fantastic. Once again, like I've been harping on about it, I know, but he has such a great understanding of TVZ in its current state. Just really solid play. Just Leenock not finding any way in. Obviously, Leenock wanted to go for that kind of 4-base Mutaling Bane style, try and close it out early. And just Dream not giving him an inch.
Yeah, man. I love the cool style of Dream as well. He's just like, yeah, I played pretty well. Just gives us all a thumbs up, saying, yeah, I'm a pretty good player. Looking forward to more of this guy's games. I want to see him in the other matchups as well. I want to see his TVT, rather.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Yeah, I would like that a lot, too. I want to see what else he can do. And Leenock, probably pretty bummed out about that game, but he shouldn't feel too bad. Dream was just playing absolutely insane. Really impressive play.
Yeah.
Next up, we are going to be having Dark versus Sand, so another fantastic game, Valdez.
I'm sure you're happy to see Dark here. Another Zerg coming in, one of our up-and-comers. impressing a lot of people, myself included. I did pick this guy to be like the top guy in 2015. So far, he's impressing, but we haven't seen him in a bit here. And he's going to come out. I believe he was in the 4th map against the last team that they played, so he didn't get to come out. And gets to come out this week at least, so I'm happy.
Yeah, and definitely one of his better matchups. He did defeat Parting Trio in the Challenger of Star League, so should be very interesting. San, not having the best of times in recent times. He's, oh, well, I mean, let me have a look here. He hasn't done too much at all. Most recent PVZ was against Sulky, and he ended up losing to him 1-2, and that was in the GSL. So
Yeah.
that was the most recent PVZ I could have seen anytime soon from him. So he's got a lot to prove, a lot to show us.
And on the other side of the coin, if you look at Dark's ZVPs recently, his